Having grown up with Age of Mythology, spending hundreds of hours going through every mission of that game in all its difficulties, playing countless death matches and learning the ins and outs of each god and just absorbing the mythology in that game was truly one of the best childhood memories I have. My older cousin introduced me to that game and I will forever be grateful to him. Somewhere along the line, either my PC was formatted or changed and I lost the game that had shaped my interest in fantasy and mythology. I remember having incessantly begged my father to find Age of Mythology so that I can install it in my new desktop. My father was indifferent to disapproving of my hobby of playing video games, but to his credit, the man did ask around and go around town to find me that game, just so that I could play it once again. I can't even count how many times I must have gone through that game. I even played it to bits between 2022 and 23. I was over the moon when I woke up one morning to witness the glorious moment when it was announced that Age of Mythology would be getting a remake. I was excited to get my hands on it as soon as it released, so much so that I pre-ordered the game on Steam. Getting to re-experience such a fundamental part of my childhood was heartwarming, especially now that I'm in college and consistently horrified by how much shit I have to do in order to earn enough and siphon it all into my money-burning and space-devouring hobbies. So, you know what, let's just get into why I love this game. Arcantos is one of the biggest Giga Chads I've ever seen. I don't care about the lazy writing or anything else. He was the man in my childhood. He's so goddamn cool, an Atlantean admiral fighting evil to protect his homeland and son. And his special ability is a war cry that inspires everyone around him to fight harder. That shit was so cool to see as a child. And then he also stays behind in the sinking remnants of his homeland in order to squander Gargarensis and Kronos. And he does it with flair. Just look at him. Once again, this video is going to be all over the place. That it just seems to be my style at this point, I think. So I hope that doesn't bother you. Let's get into it. I think it would be fair to say that everything that comes to gameplay was heavily improved in this game. The visuals have also been updated to look gorgeous compared to the original, although I'm not too sure about some of the character models. Models for Prometheus and Kronos are just not as menacing or awesome as before. And before I go any further, I will admit that I most definitely have rose-tinted glasses when it comes to the original. I played it to exhaustion during my formative years and I clearly have a bond with that game. So I'm sorry if I seem too harsh on the remake. These are just my thoughts and you are free to disagree as long as you remain civil. So in the original, Prometheus was menacing as fuck and his model reflected that, while in the remake he looks too skinny and cartoonish to me, I guess. Similarly with Kronos, I still remember the moment when he finally sets foot on Earth. Bursting out of the adamantian doors, he both looked and felt menacing and genuinely scary. And again, his model was perfect to me. And once again, in the remake, he feels too cartoonish. It might also have to do with the fact that the voice acting in this game can be rough at times. I think it's not as bad as people make it out to be, but a lot of times you really can't ignore how emotionless they sound. For example, a lot of instances with Amandra and Ajax are totally devoid of emotion that their original counterpart had in spades, I think. Now, my biggest gripe with the voice acting is Castor. He just sounds so fucking annoying in the remake, man. I simply can't stand his emotionless, squeaky voice. It felt like subjecting my ears to a cheese grater. But I think that's about it when it comes to complaints. Other than these, I enjoyed the hell out of this game. I do have to point that the difficulty in this game is all over the place. For some campaign missions are doable on Titan difficulty, and then you have missions that fuck you up the asshole even on moderate. I know the difficulty in this game is harder than the original, and also that I'm not who I used to be anymore, I think. I don't think I have the patience or even the desire to beat this game at higher difficulties. To me, Age of Mythology is a nostalgic, relaxing time with a bit of sweating if I feel like it. So I beat a few scenarios in Titan and hard, but after that I just mellowed out and played on moderate and standard. To be honest, I shouldn't have played on standard because it was piss easy there, but I had my final exams then, so I was just using this game as a quick way to de-stress in like 40 minutes. And also I just like to fully explore the map and discover its secrets hidden in the fog of war. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll return to this game determined to beat it on hard or Titan difficulty. I'm not touching Ludicrous before I beat the game on Titan. But I guess until that day comes, see ya.